Hey y'all, hey, it is the Cosmic Love Clinician, and I'm a marriage and family therapist that specializes in spiritual psychology. So, what we have been doing, y'all, is I've been hopping on Reddit threads and I've been going into all the ones that I see about dating, relationships, marriage, am I the a hole, all that type of stuff. And I just give my clinical expertise, my little tips and tricks, my little advice on what I would do in these situations, what I think about the matter at hand. And I'm starting my own segment as well. So I'm getting people to call in and tell me about their crazy dating stories, or if they want advice about something that they're going through in their love life. I am here for y'all for that too. So if y'all are interested, just go down to my comments and let me know, or y'all can hop over to Instagram, DM me, and let me know that way, because I know some people like to be anonymous. But anyway, so yeah, let me know if y'all are interested, because that's going to be a lot of fun too. So what I'm doing, y'all, is I just hop on here and I pick all the headlines that I think sound good, that I think a lot of people could probably relate to, and I just talk about them. So let's get to it. Um, all right. So one of the first ones that I'm seeing is this girl said, "Is flat or small butt really detrimental to dating as a woman?" Okay, I like that headline. So let's get into it. All right. So she said that she is a 20-year-old female. She said, "I've seen some TikTok saying that in the dating world, a guy being very short is exactly like a girl having no ass." Dang, for real? All right, she said, "I know short kings already have it hard as hell, but to be fair, I never paid attention or thought that my small butt was bad until the internet post. So I was quite surprised to find out how bad it really was considered. In fact, I think my body looks really nice. I'm slim, 5'7", long legs, nicely shaped C cups." Okay, period, girl. Okay, we're gonna get back to that. She said, "Even though I'm no insta baddie, it's just that one flaw." She put in quotes, "flaw I learned a while ago. LOL. I already work out, but the jeans don't lie. I know it'll take a long time for me to build at least a medium sized ass. I've been thinking about starting to take initiative and approach guys out in the wild, but now I'm second guessing if I should. They'll just be disappointed once I turn around." That's hilarious. I like her. I like that she's able to make fun of this stuff. But no, seriously, this is a a very real topic, because a lot of women feel the same way. So this is why I wanted to read this one, because this is why so many women out there are getting these BBLs, getting their bodies done, because they do feel as if the only way to find love or to attract a man is with like a curvier shape, bigger butt, bigger breasts, stuff like that. So yeah, so a lot of women are opting for surgeries just to please men in a lot of ways. And I'm gonna say that because a lot of folks be like, "Oh, the surgery is for yourself." It's not. It's not. I really don't think that any woman that gets a surgery, they do it for themselves unless they're already married. That's the only way a woman that like gets a mommy makeover or something like that does it, is because they're already in a long term relationship, or they're already married, and then they do it. Then it's for themselves, because they really are like, "Oh, my body used to look like this. I would like to get back to the way that I was when I first met my partner. Before I had kids and da da da." That's the only time. Any woman that is not in a relationship, I really do not think that they get their body done for themselves, but that's an unpopular opinion. We could argue about that later. Anyway, so yeah. Okay, so to answer your question, girl, I got so much to say about this, because first off, relating it to the short kings, that should already show you that it shouldn't matter, because guys can't do anything about their height. At least women can, get their body done and stuff like that, but men can't do anything about their height. So that should show you that there are men in the world that are willing to be with women for them, because women that go to short guys, first off, some women just genuinely do like shorter men, but then for two, there are women out there that don't care, right? So it's the same thing with men. Some men out there just do not care. Um, yeah, so I think that's one thing. And I will say that there is something out there for everybody. And I mean this wholeheartedly. There is something out there for everybody. Have you ever been in a busy city and you driving down some crazy packed road, like I said, in the middle of a big city, and you see two homeless people hugged up, cuddled up on the side of the road? Like they found love in their circumstances. It's just all types of stuff. So it really is somebody out here for everybody. And I will say about this too, this makes me think about this thing that my bestie told me, and this is really left field, y'all. This is real crazy, but my bestie told me this thing, and she was like, because I said the same thing about, I was back in the day, like it was years ago. I was having some doubts about I was insecure. I was like, "Oh, yeah, I don't know about my body and stuff like that." She was like, "You know what?" She was like, "Do you know that like in the strip club?" She's like, "There are specific men that specifically go into these clubs because they're looking for specific girls. Like there are like every different type of girl has a regular. There's some man that loves her personality, loves her vibe, loves her body, and he goes in there for her. And I know, like I said, the strip club thing is like that's a whole different world, and that's like a crazy metaphor to use, but it's true. It's like men that go in there and spend their time and their money on these women. They're going in there because they have a regular, like some girl that they like to see all the time. So, and it's all types of girls. It's like girls with small butts, girls with big butts, girls with, bigger girls, smart, slim girls, like all types of girls. So you really be surprised. So I like that picture in my head because it's so true. So, and it's kind of funny because I tell my clients that sometimes too, and it helped them honestly. So it's very true that there is something out there for everybody. People are attracted to different things, so it really does not matter. So this is you, honey. This is you thinking about like your own insecurity. I want you to own it, just like you named all these other great attributes about yourself. You said about your height, your long legs. You said you like the shape of your breast, like all these type of things. Girl, you over here like hyping yourself up. Continue to do that. Like little booties matter too. And it's a couple of songs out there that talk about little booties mattering. So okay, so listen to those. So just ignore that. This is it falls into the whole idea of like trends and how it's trendy to get your body done right now. It's trendy to be curvy and have like this specific shape. But back in the 90s, you see how the women in the 90s were. They were all kind of like slim build, all natural, barely wore makeup. Excuse me, barely wore makeup, things like that. So yeah, so we got to stop like just following trends because trends are just that. They will rise and fall at different times. So, girl, love yourself, love your body. All right, so let's see. Let's see if we could find another one. And like I said, y'all, just like to scroll until I see something that looks interesting. I'm not gonna read this one, but I just thought the title sounded interesting. So, would it be odd to give a man a flower on a first date? I think that's that's an interesting title. So I don't even know. That's actually interesting to talk about. Would it be odd to give a man a flower on a first date? I think that's very situational, actually, because some dudes don't like that. Some dudes think that that is like you're testing their masculinity. But I think other guys would feel appreciated. So I don't know. I think that's a hard one, actually. So what do y'all think? Is it okay to give men a flower on the first date? Okay, this other one sounds pretty interesting. This person says, because I don't know if it's a male or female. They said, "What does it mean to work on yourself?" And they put in quotes. So on every single post I make regarding my breakup, whether that be the circumstances of it, the immense guilt behind it, or my unwillingness to move forward, I always get the same responses. That being, you need to work on yourself. What does that mean though? Does it mean to further my career, expand my social circle, take better care of my health? Yes, to all those things. All these things I did and I worked on within my relationship. So why would continuing to do exactly that help me not be cripplingly depressed and unmotivated and guilt ridden? Okay. Let me think about that as I'm reading. I feel like people just like to throw around work on yourself because it's a phrase that has some sort of nebulous cope out that can really just stick to any struggle someone's having post relationship. But I don't think it really fits and I don't find it to be helpful. Does anyone else have anything to share on this matter? Is there something I'm missing here? I see this so much yet never get it or find it helpful. I don't know why this is so funny, but it is because it's just funny seeing people be fed up like can you give me some real fucking advice? Like I get it. And I don't know if I'm assuming again this is a female. Um yeah, I don't know. They didn't say if they're a male or a female. But anyway, it don't matter because this could relate to anybody. So what I find so funny is that I see that this person is wondering, okay, so they said, okay, what does it mean? Does it mean to further my career, expand my social circle, or take better care of my health? First off, yes to all those things. They said I did these things and I worked on this within my relationship. So why would continuing to do exactly that help me not be cripplingly depressed or unmotivated or guilt ridden? Okay, we got to separate that because first off, you were in, sorry, I'm rolling around this chair, y'all. We have to separate that because first off, you did all these things in a relationship. That is extremely different than being single and doing all those things. So being single, and working on your career, expanding your social circle, taking better care of your health. It is so different to do something single versus doing something in a relationship, because guess what? Further in my career, all right, you have somebody to help you do that. You don't have to worry about cooking dinner by yourself every night. You don't gotta come home and it's lonely and empty. You don't have anybody to debrief. I mean, don't have nobody to debrief your day with if you were single. Like, it's very different to do things single versus doing things with a partner to support you and to help you get through these things. Expanding your social circle, same. When you're single, you probably spend a little bit more time with your friends. The quality of the time you spend with your friends is different because you're not worried about getting home to your partner. You're not worried about doing certain things like having to check in or stuff like that. It's very different being single versus being in a relationship and doing these things. Yes, you're probably gonna hang out with your friends, but you're probably checking in, like all that kind of stuff. Taking better care of your health, same thing. You get to go on hikes with your partner. You get to go to the gym with your partner. It's very different than being single. So you working on those things and having somebody there is a totally different mindset, and the way you go about doing will be totally different being single versus being in a relationship. That's all I'm gonna say. The next thing is that I want to comment because you said this does not help me be cripplingly depressed, unmotivated, or guilt ridden. Okay, those are feelings that you're having about your relationship in itself. So something happened because you said guilt ridden. So I don't know if you did something that made y'all break up or whatever, but that is about your relationship in itself. So no, it does not help you with the work on yourself stuff, because whatever happened in this relationship, why y'all broke up, needs to be processed separately than you working on yourself. And I'm gonna explain why in just a second. But what you processing when you're saying you feel depressed, unmotivated, or guilt ridden, I would tap into why. So that is a different process. So the depressed and the unmotivated. And okay, so would that be because, like I said, you just spent all your time being in a relationship with a person, and like I just said, being single is very different than being in a relationship. So what are you depressed and unmotivated about? Because you lost this partner that you're doing all these things with? Or is it because whatever this guilt ridden thing is it because you did something that make y'all break up? Like, what is that? You have to process that separately. So when people say work on yourself, I don't think, because you said when you make posts about circumstances of your breakup and the guilt behind it or the unwillingness to move forward, that means you're posting publicly about something, but I don't know how you're explaining it. So this is again why I want y'all to start calling in so I can ask y'all questions, because I want to know what type of things are you saying on this post. How are you phrasing your questions? Because people reading it are probably just like, oh, it's okay, have some time to yourself, work on yourself, but they're not understanding. You're probably not giving all the details to, like, oh, maybe you cheated on this person. Sorry, y'all. My mic, I pressed the button. So anyway, so hopefully y'all can still hear me. But so maybe you cheated on this person. You're not saying that on your post. You know what I'm saying? So it's very different. I don't know what type of information you're giving in these posts that people are giving you the advice about. So you're upset at folk for you're probably giving very general information to them online. That's why they're giving you a very general response of just work on yourself. So if you were to go to therapy and really process this stuff and get deeper, I would be like, well, what happened? Why are you so guilt ridden? And I would start there, because the guilt says a lot about all your other feelings that's going on here. So that's very important. So yeah, so okay, so back to what you said, okay, about everybody saying that you need to work on yourself, and what does that mean? So working on yourself after a breakup just means that you are turning your focus inward. So outside of processing and all that I just talked about, you also do need to work on yourself. So all the things you said about growing your career, your social circle, and focusing on your health, all of those go into working on yourself. So it is, like I said, turning your attention inward and focusing on, like, yourself instead of trying to fix, replace, or chase whatever it is that you lost. Because that's exactly what's happening right now. You're trying to fix, you're trying to chase, you're trying to replace it, you're trying to make it better. Because you said here, you see you have an unwillingness to move forward. So there's something that you're still focused on with this past situation. So yeah, working on yourself is just going inward without having to do those things. So what that means is, first off, reflecting. You need to reflect on your role in a relationship. So you're like, again, I'm keep bringing it to this guilt-ridden comment that you made. What does that mean? So what did you learn from this relationship, and what was your role in whatever happened in this relationship? Because you have to reflect on that so that you do not, history repeats itself. You ever heard that? So it doesn't happen again. Healing. So of course, healing is going to look different to different people, but like, you need to heal emotionally specifically. So instead of doing things that are avoidant and like doing things that don't allow you to really sit in the pain and understand what happened and work it through. Because I know a lot of people out there really do just like to turn a blind eye. They like some stuff happening in a relationship and they don't like to think about it. So they either go date somebody else, or they really like throw themselves into their work so they don't have to think about whatever it was, or because they don't want to feel lonely or feel guilty, like you keep saying. Or people start doing having vices like engaging in a lot of sex or smoking or drinking, so they try to avoid it. So you have to heal your emotions as well. So that's the second thing with like working on yourself. What else? You said the thing about your social circle. So yeah, reconnecting. So reconnecting with your friends, like in a different way, not in a relationship way of like, oh, I got my partner at home, I need to check in, I need to go back to my man at this time of night or whatever. Or because like I said, this person could be a man too. I don't know. I need to go back to my partner at this time of night, whatever. Really reconnecting with your friends, reconnecting with your own interests. Honestly, that too. So I don't know how long this person was in a relationship, but were you able to do all of the hobbies that you wanted to do? Are there new things you want to learn? Are there new things you want to do? So reconnecting to yourself so you can kind of relearn yourself over again outside of who you are in a relationship. Because single you and in a relationship you is a little different, and neither one are bad or good. It's not like a bad or good thing, but it's just like that's why I want more people to kind of be on their own for a little bit, because it really is a different you versus when you get into a relationship, because you can see what shifts. It's like it's very obvious of the things that shift about yourself. So anyway, so reconnecting to your friends in a different way, rediscovering your hobbies, doing different interests, things like that. Um, I will also say when you're working on yourself, you are improving specific habits that you have. So this could be maybe, and this goes with the reflecting too, because you have to think about like what type of person are you when it comes to boundaries. Like if your partner needed something, did you just do it immediately? Were you the type to be a people pleaser? Like a lot of people have a lot of love to give, but they don't usually think about themselves or put themselves first when they're in a relationship. They always put their partner first because they want to make them happy or whatever. So or the lack thereof. Some folk really do cheat on their person. So it has makes you think about improving the type of habits that you have. So were you the type that was a cheater? Are there things that you need to fix with that? Are there specific boundaries you need to fix because you did too much, or you overgave, or like overextended yourself? That's the word I'm looking for. With your communication habits, think about that as well. So what type of communicator were you? Like the reason for the breakup, are y'all breaking up because y'all were argumentative all the time? Did you need to be right all the time? Stuff like that. So improving your habits like that, that's working on yourself. So honestly, and so this person saying that, yeah, so I'm making posts about a breakup. The breakup alone should let you know that there are a lot of things that you need to work on yourself about, because breakups don't just happen for no reason. The one time that I would think a breakup is just like cool is like if there really is incompatibility. And when I say incompatibility, let's just say throw some random out there. Let's just say one person is an introvert and the other one is an extrovert. One person want to go out all the time, the other person wants to stay inside all the time. They're just like, you know what, this isn't going to work because I don't want to do that. Another person like, well, I don't want to do that. So that's simple. That's a nice, easy, hey, we shouldn't be together because it's different. And that's just a random example, because introverts and extroverts can definitely be together. But anyway, yeah, so I would just say this breakup, you should be reflecting on what was the reason for the breakup. And I'm gonna keep bringing it back to this guilt thing. That whatever that is a lot. So that's what these people are saying. You need to work on yourself because that is something that you need to heal. Whatever happened with that situation. And so yeah, I would just say, just finally, and because I'm gonna wrap this up, is take some time to recharge, just in general. So working on yourself is having that individual time to recharge. Be your own person, build up your confidence and stuff. Because right now you said, with this immense guilt, you said unwillingness to move forward. So that means you're stuck in the past. You seem kind of upset at how you're responding to this question about people telling you to work on yourself. So that means that you're irritable. So these things are showing me that you are in a bad space. You're not even in a good space to probably rekindle this relationship or have another relationship for that matter. So you need some time to recharge also. But yeah, okay. So I think that's all for this one. We're about to be 20 minutes. Should I do one more? Maybe I'll just make another video, y'all. So okay, I'm gonna do one more video and we'll do two more, because normally I've been trying to squeeze like three in this, but I've been seeing a lot more. So let's just cut this short and I will see y'all in another video. So thank you for watching.